Kobe Bryant, the legendary basketball player, has been a very, very busy man in retirement, very successful as well, and now got a new series of books, the first of which released just yesterday or a couple days back earlier in the week, and he joins us now this morning to talk about it. Kobe, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Tell us about the book and give us a little breakdown of it.
Well, it's a story of a magical coach that comes to a town. His name is WIZENARD, and he comes to town to coach these young men. And when he shows up, he has a way of making their fears magically manifest themselves. And the reason he does that is these young men need to be able to find the courage and the bravery to face those inner fears. And through facing those inner fears, they wind up becoming better basketball players, but more importantly, better people and better teammates.
So you get the WIZENARD series, Training Camp, the first book in a series of books that are going to be coming out right now, kind of combining obviously your love and knowledge of basketball with a little bit of the supernatural in there.
Yeah, well, we're a really big Harry Potter household. Like, we love Harry Potter. I'm a big Harry Potter geek. I've taken kind of like the sorting hat quiz and all of that stuff. So like, I'm a really big Harry Potter buff. And what I tried to do is take the passion for wizardry and magic and combine that with sports and kind of merging those two passions.
Very cool. And so again, this is just getting started, and you're expecting more and more books and stories coming down the pipeline. And this book itself, as I understand it, is kind of a collection early on of the different players. They're each getting their own story within the book as you kind of get to know them.
That's exactly right. So the book itself isn't, 500 pages, right? So there are 5 stories inside of the book. Each player has his own book, which is about 115 to 120 pages or so. And we get different perspectives. It's the same series of events told over and over from the perspective of each player.
Well, we get to cheat a little bit when we do these satellite interviews if we get to hear the person being interviewed a minute or two before by another place. And I heard you just talking about your post-NBA work, writing, publishing, producing, doing all this stuff, and you said you love it as much as you love basketball. As a big fan of the NBA and watching you in that soon-to-be Hall of Fame career, it's hard to believe you could find the passion you showed on the court in these other areas. That's really true?
Oh, trust me, it's hard for me to believe too.
Yeah.
But like the same energy that I used to have in getting up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and hitting the gym, running the track, getting the shots up, like that same energy is there every single morning when I wake up to write and create and go to the studio and design the book. And it's the same passion, it's the same energy, and I've been very, very fortunate to have that.
Really true. I mean, because like you said, after a 20-year NBA career, to be able to transfer that passion right away is something I'm sure you've seen other friends of yours, players in the league and stuff, kind of struggle with post-retirement, but it's just been upward and onward, and so much success for you right out of the gate in some of these endeavors.
Well, thank you. I've been very, very fortunate to work with really, really great people. I mean, that's the big key and the takeaway from the game of basketball is you work with really great people and you try to put them in the best possible situations to do their best work.
Right. And this series, again, just getting started. Book released this week, the WIZENARD series, Training Camp, the first book. And we'll be anxiously awaiting to see what comes from that. Kobe Bryant, thank you so much for your time.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.